Hello, good to see you again on the Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom YouTube channel. Glad you're with us today. We have another fantastic show. As always, I just want to let you know that the purpose of our discussion is to uplift ideas, information, and viewpoints that promote peace, knowledge, and wisdom. The guests on our shows are free to state their viewpoints. However, they are not necessarily the viewpoints of myself, nor the Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom channel. We want you to hit that share button so you can share it with all your friends and family. We also want you to hit that subscribe button. We want to make sure you're part of this family as we get this information out to our community. You want to hit the like button so that we know that you like the content that we're providing for you. And then last but not least, hit the bell. That bell is going to make you get all the notifications as soon as we upload these fantastic shows. Hit all when that drop down box comes when you hit the bell button so that you get all the shows and you're notified of them. So now buckle up. Here's a great show in store for you. Peace. We're back again here at Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom, a show that basically is about the Black experience here in America and in the Ohio Valley. And today we're very excited. We have what I'm going to call a success story already that's still in progress. We have Coach Tay Montgomery here with us. He's affectionately known as Coach Tay, but he's an Ohio Valley resident, been here all his life. And we're here now, as you can see, at his Eastern Ohio Speed and Agility Academy. And this has been a success story here in the Ohio Valley that some people may not know about, but after today, a lot of you guys are going to know about it. And so, Coach Tay, give the people out there a little bit of you, where you come from, how you got to the point where you're here now.
Okay. I basically grew up here in Toronto, and always wanted to be around sports. Graduated in 1993, and after that, I went to the University of Akron to pursue track and field.
Okay.
So, just the love of track and field. After that, I came back here, wanted to get into some coaching, and that's where I met you guys. Yeah. And so on and so on, and now we're here today.
We're here today. Okay, I'm going to unpack a little bit more of that because he's pretty modest. There's a lot of things, and I'm going to start. Obviously, you ran track at Toronto.
Yes.
Okay, you ran track at Toronto. How was your high school days, your track days, your track coach? How was that for you? Was it something that you immediately knew you had either a taste or a talent for, or did that happen gradually?
Oh yeah, track and field was my second sport because I grew up always liking to play baseball.
Okay.
And was very good at it, but once we got to the high school level, all my friends ran track. Okay. So, I wanted to be with my friends, so we ended up, running track, which I was very, very successful at. I think I lost a total of 4 times my whole high school career.
Okay.
So we were very successful, had a very successful team,
Okay.
Won several regional championships throughout the way, had a great time in high school doing that, and I learned a lot, which is, like I keep saying, it has led into everything that I'm doing today.
Okay. I've never really considered Toronto as a track school, as far as knowing that they had, like you said, regional titles and what have you. But where are you in relation to the Winstons?
The Otis Winston and his family grew up here, right on 5th Street, right up there. We were very, very close. We went to the same church.
Okay. What years though?
Otis graduated in 1992. I graduated in 1993.
Okay, so he was on those track teams too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, because I knew he was dominant. He was pretty dominant. Yeah, I knew Phil wasn't a track star. Now I know he shot put. He threw that shot. Yeah, but I know Phil didn't run too fast. I could probably watch Phil running. And so Phil, you better be tuning in so you can see that. But okay, because I knew Winston was a leaper, and so I figured he was long jumped.
State champion, high jumper, state champion.
So you was, I assume, the speedster. What did you run?
I ran 200, 400, a little bit of the 100.
Okay, so you sprinted.
Yes. Okay. And I wanted to always run the races that everybody wanted to shy away from. Okay. So the 400 was my bread and butter because it took a tough athlete to run that. And I kind of mirrored a guy from Wellsville by the name of Buddha Wilson.
Okay.
And he was a great track runner. Another guy down in Caddis that I looked at. There was a lot of guys that were fast.
Who was the guy at Caddis?
David Brooks.
Brooks, okay.
David
Brooks or West.
Yes,
or,
yes.
Who was the fastest guy to come out of there? He
The
won
fastest-
the state.
What year?
It would have been around Delver. No, it'll come to me. But anyway, but around that time, I know there were some other guys in the area. Herb Dorsey, I don't know.
Herb Dorsey ran for Edison.
Yeah, he ran for
He was
Edison,
very,
you know, 'cause
he was fast. And,
yeah.
You know,
Delvin something, or
I'm not familiar with that.
from Caddis. There was a guy from Caddis. I can't remember the name. He was a speedster. But anyway, so that's your high school. You leave, you go to Akron, you come back here. Eventually, when I got you, you were coaching with Mingo, or we were
Mingo Chiefs.
You were with Mingo when I seen you. What's funny about it? I seen you coaching with the Mingo Chiefs. I mean, you were at the Mingo Chiefs. I had already left because I don't know if you knew. I don't think I told you. I was with Mingo. My son played for the Mingo Chiefs. I actually was a part of it. I was a vice president for a while. My son played there for 4 years, and that's the things came up to where I got the idea of the Tigers. And we must have played you guys after we were the Tigers. And let me just say this. When I seen you, I hated you. And I hated you because I felt that you were in the wrong place. You should have been with me.
Yeah.
And I was worried. I was worried that, there wasn't many coaches like you and other Steubenville coaches. And especially that had, what I'm going to say is, had everything. Meaning the intensity, the care for the kids, the understanding of the game, and the willing to put the sacrifice in.
Yes.
And I could see that in you just from, and I asked people who you were, because I didn't know you. I think I knew the name, I asked who you was, and I said, okay, yeah. And I think I went to see one of your games first. And that's how I seen you, or you guys played at the preview or something. So I was like, yeah, we got to make sure we can, I don't know how good they are, but they like a good coach, like you keep them kids fired up.
Right.
Which is part of what it was. So I don't know how many years it took. And I don't even really remember exactly how it came about that you came, unless you might want to say a little bit about that if you want to. But the point was, I'm thinking, yeah, get him away from where we're at. You know what I mean? So let's talk to him, you know what I mean? And I talked to you, and your intensity came out immediately. And we just love that. You know how we were, Melvin and all of us. I mean, the intensity is one of the things. Now, as being an AD, and then as an officer of the organization, you lose a little bit of intensity because you got to deal with the parents.
That's right.
You got to do the business part end of it. So you can't be as emotional, because when you coaching, you can be as emotional you want to, because you can go away. You ain't got to then talk to anybody.
Right.
Or the other team. You can hate the other team, but I got to go to the meeting, sit down and talk with these guys and get along. But anyway, to make a long story short, when we got you on the Tigers, it was at a perfect time, because we was at the Tigers for 15 years, and we had high intensity, and we were just in a projection of going up. Kids were getting better, we were getting better, we were understanding things, we were bringing things in, everything was good, and then we started to just kind of stay there. And then we lost some of our coaches that brought the intensity, that brought the fire. And when you came in at the perfect time. And so I was always proud of what I call my free agent signing of Coach Ted, because you fit in right away, and it wasn't like it was all no bumps or nothing, because sometimes I figured I had to calm you down,
yes.
And things like that. And a lot of times, what I liked about it was you always was respectful, but you stayed where you were at.
Right.
But you basically say, listen, I'm this way because of this, or I think this because of this. And a lot of times I couldn't. It wasn't the time where I tell you why I was telling you to do it.
Right.
Never thought she was necessarily wrong, but I can't. It's hard for me to be able to do some of the things I'm doing. But that's neither here nor there. It was great coaching with you. And while we were at the Tigers, you said you want to start a camp, you want to start a team, a track team, you want to get these kids in track, you want to get them running. And it sounded good to me because it was about the kids. And so you was talking about doing stuff for our youth, and I knew we needed that kind of thing. And I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. But one of the things I didn't realize is that you truly had this in your mind, and you were already in mind and doing it. And me saying I'm with you, man, well, you know, if I can give you $1, I'll give you $1.
Right.
If you need me for 15 minutes, I can give you 15 minutes. But what you were saying is, let's build something.
Let's build something.
And since I didn't see that, I wasn't right there with you like I could have been, or at least give you, when you say let's do this, I probably, you know, should have been more in. But obviously I didn't need to be. Obviously I didn't need to be. So you coach for the Tigers. You don't have to go over that time, but if you'd like to, you can.
Yes.
But then pick right up the last year you left the Tigers. I know you went and coached with Steubenville High School, coached football.
Right.
Pick up there a little bit with your story there.
Well, I think when I came from Mingo to the Steubenville Tigers, it was a collaboration that both I feel like I needed myself, and I feel like the organization needed. We clicked right away. I just understood that we had a different type of children that we were coaching.
That's true.
And they needed the strong black males who we were. So sometimes the way that I came across was fueling in some of those kids because these were the same things that they seen at home, just in another manner. So they didn't respond well to just basic X and O's. Sometimes it was get a little bit in your face, grab you up, tell you I'm proud of you. Those were the type of things. And a lot of times I just coached on pure emotion and how I felt and the things that I believed in, which I will always tell anybody this at every level. I've been able to tell kids to walk through the wall, and they've been able to do it for the simple fact they believed in what I told them to do, because they knew that I cared about them.
Exactly.
And that's all it was about. And when I came to you guys, one of the most important things is I seen the same thing. I seen how much you cared and you loved about the kids. I seen your wives and your family members coming in, helping, bringing something together that everybody was appreciating. And it was very important to me because I had brought my son along. Okay. And once we did, when I did that, my first goal was this. When I was coaching at Mingo, we were close to winning it. We lost up here in Toronto to a great Toronto team. And I said, you know what? There's a piece that's missing. And then something happened where, you know, sometimes God allows, you know, a situation that happens to move you. Where I came over to you guys in the very first year I got there. We ended up winning the title. And not only did we win it that year, we went back to back, and then we won it the third year. So, I mean, we three-peated, and you know, I think not only that then did we had other people not liking us very much.
Oh, for sure. And what's funny about that is, which I'm sure you talked about it, I may even said something to you, that same team.
It was the same team that won
the state championship.
And the most important thing about that is the relationship I had with those kids. When we won the state title, I looked at everybody and said, this ain't brand new to me. We've been doing this for years. It's new to you, but I looked in the eye of those same kids, okay, that we had at the Tigers, the same ones, or the same team that won in 2017, that could have won in 2016, and should have run in 15.
Exactly.
You know, you know, and that's neither here nor there, but we had the relationship with those kids.
The good thing is again, don't get me wrong, especially being at Big Red, we know that at somewhere along the way it became state title or bust.
Yes.
But I'm sure you as a coach and Reno and the staff knows that all those years, those kids still won because they were the type of kid that had the ability to be there. They had a champion mentality. And like you said, to some extent, you could look at it and be proud and know this is, you know, the hammer and the nails were started with these kids 7 years ago. You know, this was built not just in a day or a year. This has been building, like you said. And we knew when we had those kids in July that these were special kids. And we knew we pushed them. I remember you pushing Johnny Agresta. I remember how you pushed him. and you push Jonathan. I don't know why you're pushing Jonathan, because he didn't need pushed. But Jonathan and of course Jay Sean. He's just the Energizer Bunny. I've never seen nobody like Jay Sean ever. There's never been a kid. My favorite Tiger of all time, I shouldn't say this, but I do anytime, always, is Najee Murray.
Yes.
But even as Najee Murray being my favorite Tiger player ever, I love all those kids. But I say that about Najee because if I try to, get a fight going with Michael J, because he'll come back with this kid, or he'll come back with that kid. And I'm like, hey, they're all my kids.
That's right.
I don't care what nobody say. You can have 5, 6, 7 kids. You got a favorite.
That's right. That's right.
You may not let nobody know, but you got a favorite.
Yes.
But anyway, like Jay Sean, I never seen a kid that had that type of drive, that type of consistent drive. I used to tell Jesse, I used to say, when you feed him, he was never ever, you remember this, he never came in second.
Never
He was first. No. He wasn't first from coming from the fence to the field to start practice. He was first in every single, whether it was shuffling, whether it was roll, it wouldn't matter. Whatever it was, sprinting, jogging, he was first. And he just never quit. And my point in saying that is I think all those kids, that team, whatever they needed, they had a kid that provided that.
Right.
Whether it was a stud, whether it was a kid that just do their job like Jonathan. Jonathan was just always where he was supposed to be, when he was supposed to be there, playing in the level he was supposed to be playing at. And Johnny was a stud, especially in Pee Wee, he was a little bit bigger, but when we needed that stud, he was that stud. There's a lot of other guys, Chris Elliott. We needed blocking. We always had trouble finding linemen.
That's right, especially at that level.
At that level,
everybody wants to run the ball. Everybody wants to be the quarterback.
So let's not stay too long into the Tigers. You can say something if you want to. But what I want to know is once you got to Big Red and while you were doing Big Red, you were building something.
Yes.
What were you building and how did that start?
Once I got to Big Red, I basically came in as I was a speed and agility coach basically for the whole school.
Right.
So, I would go from one team to the next team and do little stuff within the school. Just basically trying to build my brand and also trying to be actually the speed agility coordinator, solid that was at that school.
Right.
And when I started coaching football, I started, giving Coach Reno a little bit, different ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should do this. And he was very, very receptive to it.
Right.
We had the fastest offensive lineman in the state. Okay? Anybody can have fast backs. Anybody can have, fast skill guys.
Right.
But I'll tell anybody about the 2017 team. Our offensive defensive linemen were the difference.
Yes,
they were the ones that was moving down the field, continue to making their blocks. 4 to 6 seconds, like you'll hear Coach Reno say all the time. We were shutting that thing down 2 to 3 seconds. The play was over. It wasn't even getting to the linebackers.
Exactly.
So
we could see that up in the stands. Arguably, that was the best offensive line they ever had. I don't think there was one of those linemen that was one of the top 10 ever at Big Red. But I think them as a team was the best ever. Again, the 99 team would probably argue that E.O.S.A team he had, Big Jones and them guys. 86 with Teddy Gorman and them guys. They had an awesome line. And, the team with I forget the huge guy, Cocos. They'll talk about that. But again, the proof could be in the pudding, watch the tape. But like you said, they were fast. And so they were that fast. Part of that was due to...
We went 3 days a week. Okay, and we talk about muscle memory. We went 3 days a week, all year long. And muscle memory kicked in with those kids right away. And they just believed in what we were doing, so we made their agility and their quickness a lot more, much better. Which means they would never be fast. You don't want a lineman to be, that's unrealistic expectations. They're not going to be fast, but you want them to be quick. You want them to be able to shut things down. You want them to be able to pull. You want them to be able to hit their blocks very quick. And that's what they were. They served their purpose. And
what is the purpose of the speed camp, speed agility camp, the Eastern Ohio? What would you say? What do you say when I bring my kid down and say, I'm thinking about bringing him here? Why would I want to do that?
Every athlete has a weakness.
Okay.
So we attack the weakness, and we apply the strength.
Okay.
We put them together to make the complete athlete.
Okay.
So just like you, just like myself, everybody has something that they would like to improve about themselves.
Okay.
We have a mirror image that's sitting right down there.
Okay.
We bring every athlete in, look in the mirror, tell me one thing you don't like about yourself. They tell me, let's fix it.
Okay.
And we go from there. And we start to find out the things, maybe an athlete doesn't move so well. Maybe they're a little slower with the reaction time. We want to attack that first. And then, hey, you're strong.
Right.
Let's do some of this stuff. Let's put it all together and make the complete total athlete. That's why we just put a huge weight room over there to make sure that we're not just training in speed, agility, and quickness. We need full development. We need the full athlete. What happens when I get you so fast and your body can't go any faster? Now you need a little bit of core work. You need quads and your hamstrings. We had to go out and get that type of stuff to make sure we was built in full athlete.
Okay. How many, when you started this, is this where you started doing it at, or was it?
No.
Where'd you
I
start?
always call it out the back of my trunk. Man, there was times where I was coaching with Big Red, and there was times where, like you said, I never lost a dream. So I would call my clients, hey, meet me at the track. Okay, so I was using different people's tracks. So I had my little, I call them money bag.
Okay.
Coach Rodney, he kind of implemented to that my money bag, where I was bringing hurdles out, cones, ladders, like when we did the little camp for you guys.
Yep.
And back then there was lit.
Yes.
We did the camp. So what I would do, I would call my clients. I would get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. I would have 7 to 7:45. We started getting 8 to 8:45.
Right.
So I do about 6 of them a day. Everything was in the back of my trunk.
Yeah.
Until.
So that's basically what we see on social media with some of the youngsters, millennials, whatever, and they talk about the grind.
Oh yeah.
So that was the grind.
Oh, that was the grinding. The
and-
grind. You can't control the weather.
Yeah.
And there was times when we had to cancel because it was raining or it was snowing, and then there was the loss of revenue.
Right.
Okay. And I told my daughter, I told my sons, I said, guess what? Look what we got now. Daddy no longer have to work out of the trunk.
Right.
So now we come in here, whether it's rain, snow, or shine.
Yes.
And now we're still on the same grind. And with the idea of we're still not comfortable right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We still got that itch.
Right.
There's something that says this is too small for E.O.S.A.
Yeah.
Now it's like, where do we build our next facility?
Right. Now let me ask you this. So basically right now you're basically word of mouth, aren't you?
Basically, we're word of mouth and just working off of the state titles that we have, and going off of the
State titles?
Oh yeah. We've had 14 state titles in the last 4 years. Track titles from the Spencers.
Okay.
The collaboration with myself working with Steubenville High School, 2017 team.
Yeah.
Toronto's baseball team. I trained 4 guys off of that team.
Okay.
4 of the big starters. All 4 of those guys just went Division I.
Exactly.
And Justin Wright from Wellsville.
Okay.
He just got 2 state titles.
And all of that word of mouth is how they got here.
Yeah, basically.
So somebody, and I would assume the word of mouth is, yeah, man, I'm training, I've been getting faster because I go here, I go to this person.
Yes.
And next thing you know, you get a call. Or somebody brings a friend with them.
Yeah, they come down, and sometimes we get group workouts on Sunday. They can bring a friend with them in there. Okay. And then they just get to see the level of competition that's going on. And I always tell my kids, you will get beaten here before you'll get beat in your competition, because you have the greatest athletes coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we really don't get the mediocrity. We don't get that. It seems like we get to take the cream of the crop.
Right.
The parents that wants their kids to excel and understands what a $250,000 Division I scholarship means to them. So they don't have to pay for school, because we're helping them get in school every year.
I tell you this all the time. I mean, I don't know if it's a proper way to say this. I'm proud of you, like I'm somebody that you carry is proud of you. But I'm proud to have been there when you said, I have this vision, and now see how you went and made this vision come true, and you followed that vision. And so when I see that, it's an inspiration to me. It should be an inspiration to a lot of people out there. It's why I wanted to really sit down and talk with you, because we don't have enough of that in the Black community. We don't have enough of having a vision, staying with it, and getting to where we want to be for our youth.
Yes.
And as you said before, at the Tigers, one of the things that we started, the reason I chose the guys that I chose was we wanted to be leaders in the community. We wanted to serve the youth. Mm-hmm. And Steubenville Community Inc. always said that if you serve, you become a leader. And there's no better way to serve youth than through coaching and mentorship. And then we had our, when we first started Steubenville Tigers, we had our study time program, right, through books, through education. And my goal that I'm still working on, my vision has always been from when I started Steubenville Tigers, is to get kids in the classroom better.
Train them up academy.
Train them up academy. I remember that. Okay. Oh yeah. Train them up academy, and I've got a new push. Got somebody working with me that when I'm going to get it off. And one of the things I thought about when you were talking to kids, looking in the mirror, seeing what they want. I know one of the things I'm going to add to the Train Them Up Academy is going to be this class, right, or you coming to speak to them, yes, as a motivational. Because as I said, I know you are a motivator as well as a teacher, a coach, and things of that nature, and a businessman now. Yes, sir. That we can see. And so again, I want to make sure I don't say I'm proud of you publicly, because, like I said, I knew you when you started on the bottom. Now you're here.
That's right. That's right.
So we're going to take a break right now, and we're going to come back with Coach Tate, and he's going to finish telling us and telling all of you how you can get your youth here. What it costs, what they get out of it, and talk a little bit more about some of the pictures around here. I'm gonna have the producer show you some of the pictures when we come back, as we take a walk in this facility while we continue the interview. All right, here on Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom.
We're back with Peace, Knowledge, and Wisdom, a show that talks about the Black experience in the Ohio Valley. And today we're talking to Coach Tate, a longtime coach here in the Ohio Valley, born and raised in the Ohio Valley. And we're here at his Eastern Ohio Speed and Agility Academy, and he's been talking to us already in our first part about how he got to this point. And as I said, it's been a success story just because of his vision when he was first thought about it, to how he's gotten to the point where he has this nice facility that we're going to kind of tour a little bit. And he's going to tell us a little bit about what he has here. But the first thing I did is I seen this picture. What I noticed is, you heard in the first part of our story, Coach Tate talked about living in Toronto, but coaching at Big Red, coaching in Mingo for the Mingo Chiefs, and then also coaching with Steubenville Tigers and then Steubenville Big Red. But his speed and agility camp is truly an Ohio Valley thing here. Really, it's statewide and regional. It don't matter. You're not turning anybody away, I presume.
Not at all.
But look at this picture. Very impressive. You got all the schools and a lot of the schools in the area that it just shows the diversity. What I also see is that you also work with girls. Oh, I guess everybody needs speed and agility, right?
Oh yeah.
What's this like when you look at this picture?
Well, when I look at this picture, like you said, girls, an athlete's an athlete to me. Yes. Which means all of them need to be developed. And basically, what you see athletes from everywhere, from a lot of different schools, travel teams, all coming together for one common goal, to make sure they win some type of championship. And that's what we're all about. And we tell them all the time, second place is good, but they don't feel as good as that first place. And we kind of strive off of that, and we take a business-like approach as soon as we walk through the door, and everybody comes in with the idea is, I'm going to push as hard as I can today, and I'm going to get somebody who I didn't get the last time I was in here.
So competition's key.
Yes.
Now, I said earlier, I've seen the pictures over here, and you call it your elite wall. Tell us what the elite wall is.
Yes, the E.O.S.A elite wall that we have up here basically is our seniors that graduate that come into the lab that we have, and they have worked day in and day out. Not only here, but in the classroom, which means they have to have a 3.5 grade point average or above.
A 3-point what?
3.5.
Oh, man. That's been tough for me.
Yeah, me too. And that sets the standard.
So everyone on this wall not only has succeeded in sports and in getting to the level they want to get to in their speed and agility, but they're also a champ in the classroom. Huh?
Champ in the classroom, because we always tell them, and Coach Rodney more than anybody will let them know, we don't want to waste our time, and you don't want to waste your time, because if it's called student athlete, right. You have to have the grades and the test score before you can play anything.
Yeah.
So we always require that they bring us their transcripts. We always make sure that when they come through the door, everything is in harmony.
Right.
Anything that we find right off the bat, hey, come into the office, let's talk about it. Right. And next time,
So in this, there's an atmosphere, there's an environment that you also have that produces the intensity, the competition, the focus, the hard work. There's also an environment that allows you to do that. And kind of like thinking of if you got a big test you got to study for, you want to go to the library and do it, because the environment is a study environment.
And that's why we named it the lab. Okay. It's because every athlete has to be treated different. They all may need something that the next one may not. Right. We have to get on their level one-on-one and figure that out. And it's a long, sometimes tedious process that you got to go through.
Is that right?
And we work religiously to make sure that we understand that athlete, that we understand where they came from, and how we can help to get them to get to where they want to go.
Now, you mentioned Coach James. That's Rodney James?
Yes.
Coach Rodney James, the hardest throwing pitcher ever at Big Red.
Oh, I heard. Right up there.
Oh, man.
Right.
I don't, if there was somebody who threw harder, you couldn't tell. You'd have to use something else to figure it out. But that brother could throw. But love Coach Rod. He had a real strong, like you, a strong will. Yes. And he understands what he's trying to do, and he works with his son, which I always gravitate to those who work with their kids like that, because I think we need, as you said, strong fathers and strong black men in the community. And he helps you out here at the academy?
Yes, yes. Coach Rod is my assistant here in the academy. A lot of things. There's two people that this couldn't have been possible without. Mm-hmm. One, my wife, because and I want to thank her, because without her, locking down the house, right. Making sure everybody was where they needed to be. Sometimes we forget that.
What's your wife's name?
Angela Montgomery.
Angela Montgomery.
Yeah.
And Angela Montgomery was instrumental in building the Eastern Ohio Speed and Agility Academy. And I recognize that, and I want to make sure I say that, because in the 15 years of the Steubenville Tigers, yes. I didn't, give my wife as much credit as I should have given her.
Right.
And I think what happened can happen in that is that you don't really look for any accolades or anything. Right. So you're not really looking to give any out.
Right.
At least that's how I was.
Yeah.
And so what happened is that you find yourself in a situation, a banquet or something, and you're thanking people, and your wife is always there for you. You don't really think to see somebody.
Yes.
But I learned through my wife that, hey, you need to, you ain't alone here.
Right. And sometimes we forget that, all the long nights that I spend here, and she's at home with the kids.
Yeah.
She's at home doing the thing, holding all the glue together. Yes. So like you said, sometimes we're saying, hey, I did this. Well, you did not do it by yourself.
Yes.
And a lot of people see Coach Taylor on the forefront, but they need to always understand that my wife is right beside me, and she keeps me in check.
Exactly.
And she holds me accountable to a lot of things. Right. And she's the main reason why we were able to build that addition over there, because she loves to work out. And it was just a great thing that we were able to do. Another great mind, hey, pushing me, telling me, hey, you might need this, that, and the other. And
you may be able to get parents on one side and the kids over here.
Yes.
That'll be a nice little thing to look forward to.
Yes.
Like I said about my wife with the Tigers, but I always tell, if it wasn't for my wife and Melvin and Jed and Kevin and Brendan, all them. But the one thing about your wife is that they have it all day here,
Yeah.
and then at home.
Yes.
And anything
Yes.
that comes up, and when you're upset, the house is upset.
Exactly. Exactly.
But the one thing is, when you're the leader, though, when things go wrong, they only look for you. Ain't nobody there trying to. Oh no, it wasn't Teddy. It was me.
Right.
Whenever they used to, talk about me and the Tigers, it wasn't anybody else. It was Mac. So the elite wall. Let's get back on the wall. Any thoughts about any of these champions? Anything special or anything that comes to your mind? I know they're all champions, so they're all equal to you. But any special stories that you might want to be able to share?
Well, let's just go with the first one right here. Let's go with Nate Carafa.
Nate Carafa.
Nate Carafa.
Okay.
He's now outfielder at Ohio State.
Okay.
The kid had already signed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Had never been here before.
You mean he had already signed to go to Ohio State?
Yeah, already signed.
So he was already an excellent athlete, already a star, so to speak, within the Ohio Valley.
Already a star.
Okay.
Walked through the door and said, Coach, before I get to Ohio State, I need to be at the top level.
Okay.
Which I felt very honored because he, like I said, a lot of kids would have been comfortable.
Right.
Hey, I already signed. I don't need to do nothing else. Well, we're just gonna ride this out, try to get to Ohio State, and then they can show me whatever they need to show me there. But that is one of the biggest stories that I have with training any athlete.
Right.
All of these athletes are special to me.
Right.
My son Jonathan Blackman.
Yeah.
As was just well-rounded in all areas.
Right.
Went to Youngstown State on a Division I scholarship.
Okay.
My son Tavion
Yep.
is now playing at Teal. Tavion, the story on him, basically, he was behind some great backs at Big Red.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so he kind of felt like he didn't really get a fair shake.
Right.
And but I told him, son, you got to keep grinding. You got to keep grinding. Well, he's one of the only ones that's still playing.
Yeah.
At that, and he's playing up there.
Iron sharpens iron.
Right.
So you had a lot of iron. Now you're getting somewhere else where you're the iron.
Yes.
They're still playing. They probably love him. That's how my son was at Worcester.
Yeah.
What about that one? Is that Clayton Chris?
Clayton Chris.
Okay.
Another story that just gives me chills. Yeah. Clayton Chris was an athlete that, a lot of people didn't say had a whole lot of talent.
Right.
But he had a big heart.
Yeah.
And he had the drive of a champion. Right. And I told him, Clayton, if you just keep working, if you do the things and you trust the process, okay, at the end you're going to see the fruits of your labor. And man, now Clayton is playing at Miami of Ohio, a Division I baseball scholarship, and he's getting everything that he deserves because he went through the fire. He was tested back up at Stilgo, Big Red football. Came in, had to lead us. There were some injuries, and just always lived in the lab. Always wanted to be better.
And he had a handicap. His dad. His dad, he may have been an officer, but he retired now, so I just say what I want to say.
Right.
I ain't worried about him pulling me over. He wasn't no athlete. And he don't know nothing about music. Just had to add that. Yeah, he don't know nothing about music. He can't dance.
Wow.
He wasn't no athlete. Let's go to the next one. Got you now, Chris. Who you got here? I know that's Miss Hubbard, right?
Jalea Hubbard, oh my God, one of the best athletes I've ever trained. Just
is that right?
Athleticism. She's the twin of Jay Sean.
Is that right?
That's self-explanatory.
Okay.
That Hubbard
Then that lets me know.
that we have, that's great athletes everywhere.
Good deal. Keep going down.
Alec Taylor.
Alec
Taylor went to Ohio State on a baseball scholarship.
Yeah.
Very good athlete.
Good deal. I know his dad played at Ohio State too. His dad was a very good baseball player. What do you got going down?
Cameron DiMarzio.
Okay. Coach DiMarzio.
Coach D's daughter.
Softball.
She's playing at West Liberty right now.
Okay.
Then Michaela Gorman.
Okay.
Michaela's her story is just very, very just touches me because she ran for Steubenville Central. Right. And Coach Gorman's daughter. Principal Gorman's daughter.
Right.
She came to me, man. She just worked so hard. Mm-hmm. Believed in everything that we were telling her, and just was able to improve tremendously. Yeah. And she got a lot out of the academy.
Okay, good deal. Next.
Javon Davis.
Yeah.
Jose Davis is probably one of the best quarterbacks that I've ever seen play the game.
Okay.
He's just, you know, he's one of my good friends, and
Yeah.
when Javon came, you know, he had to fight a lot of adversity.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, and not only did he do that, he had one of the best state championship games that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And
I told his dad, you said all adversity he had to go through.
Oh.
And he had to sit out the 1 year.
yes,
And then Johnny was also there.
yes, which we
So
already know
that
is a
first
great
year,
athlete.
great athlete. So that first year, him getting his feet wet, he had to share some time that he really shouldn't have. I'm not saying he should not have shared. It was a great year no matter what.
Right.
But my point was, I said it was almost like he should have had a red shirt.
Right.
And this is and I really truly believe this. If he'd have had another year,
Oh,
he'd have been Mr. Football,
Mr. Football.
and he probably would be knocking on Colaris
Yes.
and Macon's door and Eric White and some others. But greatest.
He would definitely be an
quarterback.
argument.
That championship game, he was just now coming into
Yes.
what he could be. You know what I mean? He was fast and quick,
Yeah.
which I guess that's something we can thank. Some of that we can thank.
You know what?
His speed, his agility.
You know what?
That you didn't see him and his confidence. You could just see rocket arm.
Yeah.
He had the arm. His arm was whatever he needed to do, he could do.
Yeah.
His everything was just great. So I don't want to spend too much time, but Javon Davis was there, and he's an underrated guy. He's the guy when you do fantasy football, big red elites. If you take him on your team, you probably still win.
You're still with
Yeah.
him.
Jay Sean
Hubbard.
the rabbit.
Jay Sean Hubbard, he's the beast.
Yeah.
I mean, not the beast, because the next one is that's the one I named the beast. Jay Sean was
Male beast.
Yeah, he's just athleticism. He's now wrestling at Ohio State also.
Good.
Just somebody who you want on your team.
Yeah, and you want to coach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you just sit back, let him go, and then take all the credit. Who's that?
Chris McAllister, another Division I athlete at St. Francis.
Oh, okay. Where did she run?
ran track
Where did-
for Steubenville.
Oh, for Big Red?
Yeah, for Big Red.
What did she run?
She ran the 800.
Oh, okay.
She ran the 800, the mile. She was just tough, man.
Oh, okay.
When you say mentally tough, she was always asking for different workouts.
Yeah.
That's why I named her Beast Mode, because she was in my ear, right beside me, wanting to know. When everybody else was going home, she was staying.
Yeah.
I want
Some
extra.
extra
I
work.
want some more.
Okay. There's Mr. Spencer.
Donovan Spencer, man.
Tar Heel.
No, that's the brother. That's the older brother.
Oh, Donovan.
Donovan.
Which one is this one? Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Now with Donovan was an athlete that we really had to work on his starts.
Oh, okay.
So his, I think his sophomore year, I think he was second or third in the state.
Oh, okay.
Junior year, he doubled and won 2 state titles. Came back the senior year,
I remember.
won 2 state titles. So he's a 4-time state championship winner.
Good deal. What we got next?
Mandela Lawrence-Burke was probably the hardest hitting, most athletic quarterback slash safety. I mean, just was all around doing anything. We played Clinton Massey.
Yeah.
And I remember this, they had a stud of a fullback.
Yep.
And he came up and knocked his helmet off. I mean,
That was one of the hardest hitting games I've ever seen. It
oh,
was one of the hardest hitting games. That was first game of the year, I think, that year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That Clinton Massey game.
First or second.
Could you imagine, we talking about this, could you imagine if you had started this 10 years before, and he had been here as a sophomore?
no, I couldn't imagine.
Could you imagine what he would have been by the time he got to high school? Or even if he came to middle school, if he came his freshman or sophomore year, what he would have been his last 2 years?
he would have-
Because he was a late bloomer.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he always was athletic. He always was a good player, but he was never focused. And until he got older, he started getting focused. But yeah, Mandela, excellent.
Yeah.
Last but not least,
Last but not least is Whitney Martin. She was kind of my experiment. When we talk about track and field, everything that I learned in college, we kind of put into her. And
okay.
she was able, not only, she was a late bloomer because I got her her senior year.
Okay.
She went out for track just her senior year. So we were able to get her to the state finals, but the following year we ended up winning the collegiate championship with her.
Oh, where at?
At Bethany.
Oh,
And then,
okay.
Then we sat in Coach Webb at Pitt's office, and he offered her a scholarship the following year because I told her she was a big fish in a small pond.
Oh, okay. What did she run? What did she
She
run?
ran, she was a sprinter, 100, 200.
Oh, 100, 200. Okay, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So the wall is packed with good, not only good athletes, but good kids.
Oh, yeah.
I know about 5 of them. I know about 6 or 7 of them. Not about 6 or 7. And all of them I know are just first-rate kids. So it all goes together. Hardworking, good grades, mean you're working hard in school.
That's right.
Good athletes, you're working here. And some of them could be considered overachievers.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Easily.
And that's what something like the academy can do. It can take overachievers. You can take guys who are, like you said, Mr. Carafa.
Yes.
He was already a star,
Already,
and he
yes.
still wanted to get better. And now, what about those kids that come in that maybe want to be an athlete but aren't got an athletic build or don't know much about athlete? You get kids like that, or is everybody already on a chart that they want to be something? I mean, would you consider this something for a novice, or you already have to already be involved in sport?
No.
No.
We had my youngest athlete, 4 years old.
Oh, okay.
4 years old. And we tell the parents when they bring their athlete in, they're going to lead with something. They're going to look a little different. Okay? And we have people, they come, hey, Coach Tate, my son, and I don't know what to do with them. I said, just bring them through the door.
Right.
Once they bring them through the door, over a period of time, like I told you before, that muscle memory kicks in.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're saying, hey, let's get some more sessions.
Let's get some
I see the difference. And the main difference is the same thing when we went back to the Tigers.
Yeah.
It's about making them believe in themselves. It's the confidence factor.
Oh, yeah.
And once you do that, I don't care if you're man, woman, or child,
Yes.
you're going to have a different look. You're going to have a different different way that you see things.
Yeah.
And when the kid starts to believe in themselves, next thing you know, they start flourishing. They start going from being a kid that's always standing in the back. Now they want to be in the middle into the fighting in the front.
Now the sky's the limit.
That's
Okay, Coach, let me know, when somebody walks in the door, what happens? What do they need to do to get signed up, so to speak?
Basically, they just generally fill out our application with our waiver form, stating that they want their kid to be a part of our academy. And, we start on that day, we do an assessment on them, basically giving them a grade of their strengths and weaknesses.
Okay.
And then from there, setting up a group of 5, 10, or 15 sessions.
Oh, okay.
Sitting down with the parents, finding out in the athlete, finding out some personal goals.
Okay.
Just trying to learn something about the athlete. And then the following week, we go to work.
Okay. And so it's set up by, you said 5, 10, or 15 sessions?
Yes.
Okay, and how much of those cost? Is that something you want to let everybody know?
Yeah, the package of 5 is $250.
Okay.
Our general cost is $50 per session, a
Okay.
45-minute session. Then on 10, we give a discount, so you get 1 free.
Okay.
And if you buy a 15 session package, you get 2 free.
Okay.
So it's $100 off.
Okay, nice. So basically you come down, you sign up for 10 sessions, you get 45 minutes. Now, do you have group sessions? Do you have private sessions
Yes.
too?
On Sunday, we run 2 different sessions. We run our junior academy and we run our senior academy.
Okay.
And that's $60 per month. But if you get one of our packages, no matter which one you get, you come to Sunday, our Sunday trainings for free.
Oh, that's nice. Okay. So with any package, you get Sundays for free.
Yes.
And that's basically an extra session.
Yes, because what happens is Monday through Thursday, Monday through Friday, when you're in here with me, it's a one-on-one, so we're working on basically the things that you need. On Sunday, it gives you a chance to showcase your talents among the greats, other greats in it.
So how long were you here?
On Sundays, I'm here from 7 a.m. close to 9 p.m. at night.
Okay, so all your sessions are scheduled times.
Yes.
And it's only one at a time or two at a time?
One at a time. We do one at a time and
Nice.
45-minute sessions.
So this is one-on-one training.
Yes.
That's nice.
Yes.
That's nice. But on Sundays it's group.
Yes.
Okay, so how many different sessions on Sunday, depending on how many people you got?
We have our one-on-one or private sessions in the morning.
Okay.
And then I take a small break and then we come back in the afternoon and do our group training, which we might have, sometimes we might have 15 to 35 kids in a session.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Okay, that's nice. So what is it? This is year round.
Yeah, we never stop.
Year round. It's always at this facility.
Yes.
Okay, that's nice. That's a good thing. So, you've heard Coach Tay. I'm gonna, after I do this video, hopefully, you have a website, right?
Yes.
I'll put the link to your website on this video, so when everybody's watching this interview, you'll be able to get that information for the website. I want to thank you, man. I want to thank you for what you're doing for our community. I want to thank you for spending the time with me. I'm honored that you allowed me to come into the lab.
Yes, the lab.
The lab, and I'm going to come back, hopefully, if you'll have me, and just see where you're at. You may have some things you want to add, or some stories you want to let everybody know. But this is just a wonderful thing. Like I said, I'm proud because I remember when you first said you wanted to do it, and you did exactly what you said you wanted to do. It's a good thing. Good thing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Good thing. And so I want to thank all you guys for joining us again. It was, like I said, it was an honor seeing all the athletes from the Ohio Valley that have been successful coming through the lab here at the Eastern Ohio Speed and Agility Academy. I'm here with Coach Tay. Again, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so that you're notified when these videos come out. You want to hit the like button, and then share this with everybody that you know so that they can also see what Coach Tay and the Eastern Ohio Agility and Speed Academy is doing. So, peace.